As a Barb, I am disappointed. I am disappointed. I've been with Nicki since Oscar about the trash can. I've been with Nicki since the Playtime is Over mixtape. I've been with Nicki since hell her beginning, 2007. Like I've been with Nicki since then through every album, every era. The Hate Train era was riding for her. I even did a video yesterday where I specifically said I feel like this album is gonna go straight to number one. I feel like it's gonna, do over 400,000 views, streams, whatever. I feel like she's going to be headliner at Coachella. I feel like, 2024 is going to be her year, much like 2023 was Beyonce's Renaissance year. I feel like 2024 is going to be the year of Pink Friday and Nicki Minaj. I feel like, this album is going to go everywhere. I feel like this album is going to do all that it needs to do and more. That still doesn't make it good, though. And that's where I have a problem.
Let's talk about it.
Shawty, come and swing my way. We ain't gotta waste no time now, baby. Put that good in my face. I just wanna bump and grind on you. On you. Want you on my face, so shawty, come and swing my way.
I want people to have fun. Let's kick back. Let's get into a little tea. Let's not get too crazy, but let's enjoy the sip.
But let's get to the Chi-Chi, the Kiki, the internet bull.
If you want to see extended videos, exclusive content, including story times and more, subscribe to my Patreon. If you want to stay engaged and keep up with my commentary, follow me on Twitter. And if you would like to book a personal reading, you can go to my website, thealigningsouls.com, to schedule you a personal reading today.
What's going on, y'all? It's Santana, aka Chi. And it actually pains me to do this video. And before I even dive deep into this video, again, like I said, I am a huge Nicki Minaj stan. Yes, I'm also a Cardi B stan. I am. Okay, and this has nothing to do with one or the other, but you can't help but compare. So within this video, we're going to compare. But I am a Nicki Minaj stan. I was a Nicki Minaj stan before. I am a Barb. And despite how I feel about this album personally, and this is strictly me giving my musician critique, okay? Because as a listener, as a consumer, as somebody that actually purchased the album with my own dollars, as somebody who literally has tickets to a Nicki night party tonight that I'm still going to attend, and even me as an artist, being, well, I'm not her peer yet, but someday, I still have an opinion. And I know y'all Barbs want to be delusional and, want to try to death wish y'all way out of a mid project and, come for people and do all the extras, but it still doesn't make this album good. And we're most definitely going to go ahead and get into it, but you already know, like the video, or hell, dislike the video. I don't care. Engagement.
Nothing for free. I cuss a lot. Bitch, I'm a queen. Not like the thoughts. If you wanna be together, you gotta spend that cheddar. You wanna be forever, you gotta spend that cheddar. Gotta send a check on me, gotta send the rest on me. Ay, ay, gotta move successfully. If you want the best of me, ay, ay, gotta send a check on me, gotta send the rest on me. Ay, ay, gotta move successfully. If you want the best of me, ay, ay.
Okay, so we just gonna have to be honest, and I'm gonna call out a couple of things. And like I said, listen, if you a true ride or die delusional Barb, you're not gonna understand where I'm coming from. And I hope and pray that there are Barbs that are watching this that are kind of like me. Like I ultimately feel like no matter who you are a fan of, you could be a fan of the person. The person is different from the artist. And even if you're a fan of the artist and you're a stan of the artist, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything that they piss out is gold. That's just what it is. Listen, I don't ever want somebody to be that delusional to where, like, are you a yes man or are you a fan? Because there's a difference. There's There's a complete difference. And like I said, as somebody who's been here with Nicki since I was 15, okay, Nicki came out when I was 14, 15, and I'm 30 now, baby. I'm not one of those motherfucking fans that came around once Super Bass came out. I'm not one of them fans that came around once she got the Taylor Swift cosign. I'm not one of them fans that came around once she joined with Ice Spice and did the Barbie collab. I'm not one of them fans that came around because, I didn't like Cardi B and now I want to see what the hype is about with Nicki and the hate train. I'm not one of them fans that came about, after she didn't win the BET Awards because they decided to play in her face and give it to Remy Ma. I'm not one of them fans that came around, because Queen Radio became a thing and she was ranting every week. I'm not one of them fans that suddenly came around after Anaconda and the Pink Print, not knowing that there was a Pink Friday before the Pink Print. I'm not one of them fans that suddenly came around when she did the monster verse with Kanye and Jay-Z and cleared both of them. I'm not one of them fans from TikTok that came around when we heard New Body 2.0 and, we had to beg Kanye to drop the verse, even though he decided not to, because that was another song that she played in his face on. Like, I'm not one of these new age TikTok fans. I didn't fly here, baby. I grew here, okay? Or whatever it is that, her what's her ultimate fan name? What's her name? Whoever Candy Cousin is, what she be saying? Y'all flew here, I grew here. Same sentiments, baby. I've been here since day one. Okay. Now, let me give y'all a bit of backstory about me. Like I said, I'm 30. I graduated 2011, aka 211, and Nicki became a thing around 2007, 2008. That's when she really started taking off, right? Now, this is way before streaming because I know a lot of motherfuckers is young and Gen Z and this, that, and the third. Like I said, bitch, I'm 30. I'm a millennial and I'm from New York. So I remember when Nicki was, first coming up. Okay. Like, baby, I was there with Got a Kid on the DJ that replaying. Like, I was there. I remember calling up Hot 97, calling up Power 1051 to request that. Okay. I was a fan of the mixtapes. I was a fan of all the music. I was there. I was shooting in the hoops with Nicki. Okay. I was shooting in the hoops with Nicki. And I've been there. I was there when she was hungry. Okay. 40K for a verse, no album. I was there during the era where she was hungry and doing any and everybody's features just to body them. And that was the birth of Roman. Back when Safari was sitting there, not only being her backup dancer, but we all knew that she was in a secret relationship with him, much like Beyonce tried to hide her relationship with Jay-Z until she dropped the Deja Vu video. And then we all saw, bitch, you're lying. You're lying. That's your man. And it's okay. I was there when she wasn't even public with Safari. I was there. And I say all of that to say, like, I've been a Nicki stan. Okay. But a Nicki stan. But it's some things we just gonna have to be honest about, okay? Pink Friday, loved it when I first heard it, ran that shit the fuck up. Pink Friday 2, Roman Reloaded, okay? Because for me, that was the first Pink Friday. So honestly, I feel like Pink Friday 2, the official, is more like Pink Friday 3, because Pink Friday Roman Reloaded for me was part 2. That's how far we go back, okay? Because everybody was calling it Pink Friday 2 back then, okay? And so she was just like, no, it's just Roman Reloaded, da 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 da. But for me, that is her superior album, even to this day, because I was so happy to see this girl not only dominate hip hop, but dominate pop at the same damn time. It was given Beyonce, I Am Sasha, Fierce Tease. It was given Single Ladies meets If I Was a Boy. It was given Diva meets, Hello. You know what I mean? Like, it was given pop versus hip hop, and she was dominating both genres. I mean, we had Starships, but then at the same time, we had Coming a Cone, you know what I'm saying? We had Roman Holiday, like, and that's another thing too. Like, I always loved Nicki and all of her characters, from Harajuku Barbie to, to Roman, to Martha, like, that's how far we go back. Roman was always my number one favorite. And I glossed over the fact that even in high school, I had got me a tattoo. This is how much of a barb I was. I got me a tattoo, and the tattoo says Monster. It's on my forearm. And if you don't know what a forearm is, bitch, Google it. I have a tattoo in bold letters, impact bold letters, that says Monster on my right forearm. And everybody and their mama, when I came back to school, everybody and their mama thought that I had got the tattoo because I was such a barb. And, Monster, the song had just came out, and obviously Nicki had bodied it. And by the time, school started back up, that's when the verse had leaked or whatever. And everybody and the mama thought that I had got the tattoo because of Nicki. And I was like, no. And then it was like, okay, well, did you get it because of Gaga? Like, because you're a little monster? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a little monster. And yeah, I'm a barb, but I did not get this tattoo because of Nicki or Gaga. Like, I got it, for some therapeutic reasons. But I'm just adding that in there to say motherfuckers knew I was a barb. They knew I was a barb. I've been a barb. I've been a barb. I've been a barb. This album is not good, y'all. It's not good. And I was awaiting listening to this album. I was anticipating it. I was anxious for it, but I had zero expectations. And the reason why is because since 2018, that whole era was trash. It was just a trash rollout because she was coming off the heels of a Hate Train. The Hate Train kind of it made everything surrounding Queen just toxic. Queen Radio is and was toxic. And I think that's kind of how people may view this video, right? I feel like if you are the type that goes up for Queen Radio, then you're more than likely the type that sees nothing wrong with this album, right? Those that's like, yes, Queen, let's do another Queen Radio, like, and you call yourself a barb, then you're more than likely on the delusional side because there's a lot of barbs who, even though we stand for Nicki, we can see how damaging Queen Radio is, and then it's only but so much yelling and ranting that you can do before it's like, okay, Nicki, like put it in the music, okay, Nicki, like, and granted, she's justified. She's justified as much as these bitches play on her face. Like, listen, even though I said I'm a fan of Cardi, I was one of the main people trying to spread awareness. Until this day, I still, every time I speak about Cardi, I'm gonna let people know, and I'm never gonna get up off of her neck. I love Cardi, I love her music, but we never gonna get up off of her neck and try to change history and act like there was not a clear takedown of Nicki Minaj, because there was. There was a clear takedown of Nicki Minaj, and Cardi B was the main ammo that the industry was using, and that's just fucking fact. That's just fact. Mannequin Challenge has started, and then everything everything after that became Bodak Yellow. The industry was literally paying all of these celebrities and people who never posted about people's songs and music, and suddenly everybody was trying to help Cardi get to number one. Like, I was there in real time, championing for Nicki, trying to spread awareness about how the industry was doing. Like, so trust me when I tell you, I just don't like this album, but it does not negate how long I've been around and how long I've been a fan, how long I've been a stan, and how long I've been helping to try to protect this lady. But part of protecting this lady is also letting her know when maybe you're a little off. You're a little off. Like I said, I was anxious for this album, but I had to come into it with zero expectation because the Queen era was such trash because there was so much toxicity surrounding it. And them playing in her face with Travis Scott and the album sales and the bundle packages and this, that, and the third. Like, it was just not a good era. And then so we get to this whole Pink Friday 2 era, and I don't know what's what. You got two albums that dropped last year. What was it? Busted and Chat. I don't know, but both of them was whack to me. The one that sounded more like Tekashi was the better version. Okay. Then we had Red Ruby the Sleeves that had dropped earlier this year, in like February. That was looking hopeful. I was like, okay, this is great, right? But like months would pass and it would be like nothing in between the months. And then, we started hearing about an album, but we would like haven't gotten no new music. It's supposed to be a surprise every Friday. We getting tracks that's not on the album that sound like it should be on the album. Like, I'm sorry, the entire Pink Friday 2 rollout was trash. I know at the last minute and the last week we tried to come up with Gag City. Very cute trend. Very, very cute. I think that is the most cutest and creative, most just adorable thing that a fan base has ever done, that an artist has ever done. So I stand by Gag City and all of that. But let's be real. Up until the last couple of days before Gag City became a thing, the entire rollout was trash. And it was like, okay, Nicki, what are we doing? What's the direction? And even Gag City, even as much as I like it and as successful as I feel like it was like, okay, like, it felt like something being pulled out of an ass. Like, okay, it's last minute. Let's think of something. Now, granted, I'm like I said, I'm a musician, and also like I study business and music business, and I consider this a music channel. Like, so I'm paying attention to what Nicki is doing strategically. I'm noticing she's selling all of these different CD copies and album covers, and she's deciding, okay, if the industry is gonna play in my face and count all of these bundle packages and whatnot, it streams. Fuck it, I'm gonna do the same. And I was not mad at it. I was not mad at it because at the end of the day, again, regardless of how I feel about this album, I want Nicki to go number one. I want Nicki to go number one. I want Nicki to go to the Grammys and collect and sweep all the Grammys that she's been deserving of. Okay? Hear me when I say been deserving of. Come on now. As much as the industry has played in her face, regardless of how I feel about this album, I want her to come and gather these bitches. What she say on Falling For You? Sweep the floor, clean sweep. That's exactly what the hell I want. Sweep and mop up the entire fucking industry. Because I'm tired of people playing in Nicki's face, and then when Nicki speaks up, all of a sudden she's the aggressor and she's the angry black girl, and all of what we've seen. So I'm here with y'all with that. But again, it still does not make this a good album. Okay, so the album dropped yesterday. Album drops yesterday. I'm waiting until 12 o'clock, and 12 o'clock comes around, and much like many of other people, I'm looking on Apple Music, no album. 2 minutes go by, no album. 5 minutes go by, no album. 10 minutes go by, no album. I think maybe about like 5 minutes in, shout out to TJ. Somebody, hit me and was like, oh, you're gonna have to type in the name. And I'm just like, why the fuck I gotta do all that? Why the fuck I gotta do all that? Is her name not Nicki Minaj? Is Pink Friday not, her trademark? Why the fuck I gotta type in the name of the album when I'm on her artist page? Okay. And so I went and I typed in Pink Friday too. And of course, there was every song listed it individually. But like I keep saying, I am a musician. Like, okay, I study music business. I'm part of the business. Like, this is my world. So last thing I'm about to do is listen to each song individually and have to click on each one. No, baby, because you need to, like, in order to listen to an album, you need to listen to the whole thing straight through. You need to hear how the transitions, like, come on, Renaissance taught us this. So I'm sitting there playing the album eventually at some point, because it did eventually get uploaded, because I had started on YouTube, and then as soon as I got to YouTube, it was like everybody was like, oh, go to Apple Music, it's on Apple Music. So I'll go to Apple Music. I'm starting off the album, and I guess we could just do a play-by-play from what I was tweeting. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into my tweets. So, and follow me on Twitter if you don't, Scott Santana. Okay, so it started a little bit around midnight. It was saying that Nicki Minaj had unveiled the track list for Pink Friday 2. And I was like, okay, it's something about 2, 3, 4, right? I just know it's a surprise Eminem feature in Roman's track on track number 2. Every artist has signature songs, and a lot of people do signature track listing. Number 2 is usually that Roman song for Nicki. Because I'm looking at the track list. I'm like, are you going already? Barbie Dangerous, Fuck the Club Up, Be Beat, Falling For You. And I'm like, okay, 2 through 5, like 2 through 4, it's giving me that. It's giving me that. Like, and I feel like from Pink Friday to Roman Reloaded, like, Roman Reloaded is a little bit different because that was half pop, half, But I'm basing it off the song titles. I'm basing it off just looking at this track list, and I'm like trying to picture how the album is going to sound. And I'm not going to hold you. At some point I tweeted, I was like, I feel like this album is going to be more singery. Let me see, because I feel like I tweeted it. I also tweeted too, I just want Roman. I don't care about any other gags or surprises. I literally have zero anticipation or care. I just want Roman, and not 2024 Roman. I want Roman and Moscow Roman, right? I wanted that Roman's Revenge, that stupid hoe, that monster, that Roman holiday, that Roman in Moscow. Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted that type of Roman. Okay? That's what I was looking forward to. And let's see. Right. And right at midnight, I had tweeted, where the fuck is it, you pink wig bitch? Like, because it still was not up there. As you can see, it was not on Apple Music, right? And this is at midnight. This is right at midnight. It was not on Apple Music yet. And I'm like, what is going on, Onika Tanya? Where is the album? So I was like, girl, fuck y'all. Why my shit not pulling up on Apple Music? I paid my bill for 3 months, and it's already been 3 minutes. Too damn long. Don't tell me I'm gonna have to stream it on live like a TikTok, like a how I watch baddies. Like, come on. So everybody Apple Music was messing up. Literally, you can see me, typing it in, and it's still not being available. and it wasn't available. But then when I typed in Pink Friday 2, the songs came up. But again, I did not want to listen to each song individually because one, I needed the track list order, and then two, I wanted to make sure I had the proper transitions, you know? But immediately I had initially what do you call it? I had initially predicted like, okay, this track list based off the songs is gonna be a lot more singing. And boy was all right. Boy was all right. Even this, somebody had posted, you know, how Beyonce had number one single, Billboard Hot 100, number one album, number one tour, number one film. And I'm like, Nicki's next. Then it's going to be Rihanna, right? And then when I go to YouTube and then I saw this, I'm like, okay. When it says unavailable videos are hitting, obviously I'm on YouTube. I know how YouTube works. I'm like, so there's definitely a part two to the album coming, or a deluxe, or like more songs. But she's clearly hot and shit. Because I remember when Beyonce used to do that. So I said, I cannot wait for the real, raw, honest reviews and not just the fanfare. I want to know what the actual music critics think. Because, of course, every stand is going to rate it a 10 out of 10 automatically. Mind you, this is before I listen to the album. Now, I'm starting to listen to the album, and Alex Salter had tweeted, you know, halfway through the album, but I'm going to be honest, it's a bit too lo-fi vibes for me. I need some Chung Lee good form energy and haven't heard it yet. This is what I was hoping wasn't going to happen because, like I keep saying, I already had predicted and felt like this album is going to be a lot more singery. Like it felt, I just knew going into it, it's going to be a lot more R&B than I want. And damn, was I right. So let's go ahead and get into all my tweets, right? Now, mind you, I started being able to play this album at 12:22. At 12:22, I was able to start listening to the album. That's when I started listening to it. I'm like, come on, Spirit, you know, because 222 ain't your number. I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, this is a good sign. Like, Spirit might like this album. 222. Come on now. Like, let's go. So I'm like, okay, the first song, Are You Going Already? It's cute, cute production. The Mew Mew Pew Pew from Billy fits the track. It's a vibe. I'm like, okay, this is cute. I mean, I wouldn't have started the album like this, but okay, this is cute. I was feeling the production. I'm like, okay, let's see where this takes me. Then out of nowhere, Captain Hook ends up coming on. I'm just like, girl, Apple, get it together. Then I'm on the next track. I'm on Barbie Dangerous. Mind you, I'm like, this is supposed to be the Roman track. Like, yes, we probably got a surprise Eminem feature. I'm listening to it. I'm like, yes, finally, we back to old school hip hop beats. You know, that's what it was feeling like. Like, because now we in such a trap era where people only like listen to like strip club music, basically, or gangsta bitch music. And you know, that's one of the reasons why I love Cardi, because she's so good at it. But it's like I was missing like the way that music used to sound before 2013, like true hip hop beats. And that's what Barbie Dangerous was giving me. So I was like, oh my God, this is cute, but like, what the hell is Roman? And then I can see you tweet, and I'm like, was Barbie Dangerous a damn interlude? Because first of all, it was short as hell. And I'm like, and no Roman? Because baby, what we doing? What we doing? And that was literally my face, like, what are we doing? Why the hell is this shit so short? Why is it called Barbie Dangerous to imply like, oh, this is about to be a track where Roman about to snap and Roman's not on it? And how is this going to be called Pink Friday 2 and there's not a signature Roman titled track? Like for me, I have my signature is on every project that I do, there's going to be something with the name bitch in the title, right? I had Broke Bitch, then I had Super Bad Bitch, then I had Cat Bitch, and then I feel like I had one more bitch title. Oh, then I had Universal Bad Bitch. Like that's just my signature. And Nicki's signature is having a Roman featured track, and usually Eminem is on it, right? Where's the Roman title track? I thought she was at least gonna do like a Barbie Dreams and then have Roman on it. But no. And so by this point, I'm listening and I'm just like, ugh. This shit's starting to feel more like a mixtape. I'm listening to Fuck the Club Up. I'm like, okay, this is going to be cute inside of, you know, in the clubs. I can't wait to hear it in the clubs. It's giving me P Valley vibes. I'm like, okay, I can most definitely see this being played on P Valley season 3. And this is when I started getting concerned, right? Mind you, this is 12:30. I'm already 8 minutes, 8 minutes have passed. I'm 3 songs in. And I'm like, 3 songs in, I mean, it's cute. I'm not gagging yet. It's feeling like a throwaway mixtape because it is. It's like I'm not gagging. Like listen, I understand that the bar is elevated, and I understand that she's Nicki Minaj, but like, and I understand that Nicki Minaj is not Beyonce. But see, what we not gonna do is sit and not do our best. Beyonce constantly elevates. Beyonce constantly elevates. And I know some people might feel like, oh, it's not fair to compare her to Beyonce. Yes, the fuck it is. Yes, the fuck it is. Because Beyonce, Rihanna, and Nicki, there are no other 3. There are no other 3. Those are the 3 greatest artists of all time. There is no other 3. Nicki is the most talented, most decorated, best female rapper of all time. Hell, rapper of all time to me. Elevate your shit. This is sounding like a fucking throwaway mixtape. This is sounding like playtime is over. This is given, I'm in the keys with the palm trees. Like, I know it sounds like a mixtape, but I'm feeling like your mixtape sound better than this. Like, come on now. That's what we like. Beam Me Up, Scotty. It's better than this damn album, and I'm already feeling this way 3 songs in. So then we get to the 4th song. I'm like, because listen, originally, what did I tweet? I tweeted, I feel like 2, 3, 4 gonna be that girl. That's gonna be that run. Now I'm on a 4th song, the other 2, 3, 4, and I'm like, what is this? Girl, what the hell was beep beep? I'm not gagging yet. This shit is mid 4 songs in. Like, why am I listening to this and it's already over? Like, again, it's feeling like scraps. It's feeling like, let me go ahead and do a little 1-2. It's giving SoundCloud. That's exactly what the album gave to me. It gave SoundCloud. So then I get the Falling For You. Mind you, the first time I heard it, I didn't necessarily hear all that people were saying. I was just, my mind was going somewhere else because I was like, I love the beat and the vocals, dope song, especially the harmonies, but the mixing and mastering to me was off. Again, I'm an artist, I can clock certain things. The mixing and mastering was off to me. And I really hate that this album is given mixtape. This song is usually the type of song she put towards the last few songs of the album. I felt like Falling For You was given like track 22, track 20. Like it gave track 18 through 22. You know what I mean? Like Falling For You gave, okay, it's time to wind down the album. This is like my last 4 songs. This is like, what's that song of Roman Reloaded she had? My Gun Blaze, Gun Pop. Fire Shot, Gunshot, Child, whatever. Like, but it's given like Marilyn Monroe teas, like towards the end of the album. I didn't hate it. I loved it, actually. It's actually one of the standouts for me. And as time went on, more people was talking about, the lyrics from Falling For You. And basically she had took shots at Lotto and, was like, we could get into the lyrics after, but I kept continuing with my tweets. So I'm like, I really like Falling For You, but I can't help get the feeling that the reason why this album hit so different for Nicki is because she's singing a lot more. Now, let me tell you exactly what I mean by that, right? Because at this point, I'm feeling like, okay, we 6 songs in. This shit is mid as fuck. Outside of the harmonies, this shit is mid. And here's what I'm feeling. Because one of the reasons why I decided to do music 15 years ago is because I remember I was a drama major. Mind you, I had always been into music since I was like 9 years old. I always knew I wanted to act and sing, whatever. But when I had got to high school and I was majoring in drama, there was one particular day where I sat in on a concert. And mind you, I went to a performing arts school, Arts High in Newark, and we were classically trained, sung, opera in different languages and all of that. And first performing arts school in the country, mind you, in the world. And we there was a choir performance one day. Like they were rehearsing for like the, for the cathedral or some performance they were doing. And I was just listening to how everything sounded, and it took me away. And when you listen to like opera or classical, or listen to like a choir with a lot of reverb, or like a choir in a cathedral hall, it will literally steal your breath away because of the acoustics and how it sounds. And I'm sitting here as I'm listening to the album, I'm hearing all of these harmonies. I'm like, okay, Nicki's singing more. She sounds amazing vocally. The harmonies are to die for. If anybody's listened to my music, you know that that's where I shine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not necessarily the best singer because I'm not a singer. I'm a singer. You know what I mean? So I shine with my harmonies intentionally because that's, again, the background that I come from, classically trained. And I feel like your harmonies should sound like, I feel like basically every song, if you're like singing and you have harmonies, your song should sound like a song on its own without any production. Okay, so a lot of my songs are like that, to where you can listen to an acapella and you won't feel any types of way. Like you'll feel like it's its own song. You know what I mean? And I'm listening to Nicki's backgrounds and whatnot, and I'm just like, okay, she's really improved, whatever. But I'm also thinking about how we've seen so many Instagram lives and videos with her of her listening to her background vocals, obviously in a studio, so it's mixed and with a lot of reverb and whatnot. And every single time I feel like every single time we've seen Nicki be like, "This is the best album," or "I love this album," it's been as she was listening to her vocals and harmonies, which again are always going to take your breath away. When you have layered, stacked harmonies with reverb, it's always going to take your breath away. Hence why boy groups and girl groups were so popular in the 80s and the 90s. Hence why Brandy was so popular. Hence why Beyonce really, really is amazing. Like, stacked and layered vocals take your breath away, especially when it's mixed. And I feel like a lot of the hype that Nicki gave herself over this album was her challenging herself to step out of her comfort zone, do something different. Has she sung before? Yes. Has she sung like this? No. And this is the most comfortable we've ever heard her singing. And I was just starting to realize that as I'm listening to this, because I'm just like, outside of her vocal ability and her harmonies, this album is mid as fuck and it's not giving anything. It's not giving anything. Like, the standout of this album is the fact that you're singing. And that's cute for you. Yay, growth. But like, this is not what the fuck we asked for. This is not what I wanted. This is not giving Pink Friday 2. It shouldn't even be titled Pink Friday 2. I feel like that's another part of it too. Like, this entire album was overhyped. And maybe if we called this something else and it wasn't considered an album, then we could respect it more. But when you call it Pink Friday 2 and say that this is better than anything that you've ever done, and it's overhyped with little to no hype to promote the album in the first, like, there's an expectation there. And I'm not wrong for wanting to see that expectation carried out. You know what I mean? So I keep going through. I'm tweeting. Honestly, the last tweet that I had sent out in regards to me trying to do a whole thread and do a track by track review was Let Me Calm Down. I was like, another song that's just a vibe. Again, love the vocals and the harmonies. It really does feel like the reason Nicki loves this album so much is because she's singing more. It's great vocals and harmonies with a great reverb that'll do that for you. By that point, I'm tapped out. I'm just like, I don't like this album. I don't like this album. At that point, I'm just like, I do not like this album. Okay. And I'm starting to feel like Alex. As you can see, I was reposting him a lot. He says, gonna cry myself to sleep and pretend this was a decoy album because there's no way. And that's what it felt like. It just felt like this cannot be the real album. If just like how Nicki had dropped the first Pink Friday cover and then she was like, nope, surprise, there's another. It feels like that with this album. It feels like, okay, these are all the lost tracks that did not make the album. And here's the real album that's coming next week. It doesn't feel like it just doesn't, it just, because it just doesn't. So I'm listening to R&B. I really, really love R&B. It's a standout track for me. I love it because it gives an 80s feel. And right now, I'm very much in my 80s era. Like, I'm about to get back into my soft girl bag. Okay. Oh, I was about to say some shit. Let me not put my plans out there. But all I'm going to say is I'm getting into my soft girl era. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. And R&B most definitely will be on a replay 24/7 as I enter in my soft girl era and while I'm enjoying my soft girl era. You know what I mean? So like hearing like all the 80s vibes, I loved it. I love the mid tempo and the lo-fi of it all, but it's not what I wanted and not what I expected. So by this point, I tweeted out, I said, honestly, by the time we get to everybody, I no longer care, which is crazy for me to say because everybody know I go up for Jersey Club, but 11 songs in for your first up-tempo song is crazy. This shit is a mixtape. And that's truly how I felt. I'm glad to have heard Nicki do a Jersey Club song, like, because everybody is literally a Jersey Club song. It's not a radio single. It's not. I know everybody's like, oh, this is going to go crazy on TikTok and go mainstream. I mean, it may. But has Jersey Club gone mainstream yet? The sound has, but has an actual Jersey Club song gone mainstream? That's what I want to know. I mean, the closest thing that we had to a Jersey Club song going on mainstream was Coi Leray's Players. Okay? That was the closest thing that we had. But is the song actually going to go mainstream? I mean, I'm not saying that it can't. I'm just saying there's a difference between a Jersey Club sound and a Jersey Club song. Everybody is a Jersey Club song. Barbie World is a Jersey Club sound. Now, what do I mean by sound? A sound is like, okay, it's within the genre. It has the similarities, whatever. It has everything that it takes to be the Jersey Club type beat, but like it's still a little bit more polished. Like there's a clear verse, there's a clear chorus, da da da. And yes, everybody has a clear chorus and clear verses, but it's still like I can't explain it. I can't explain it. It's like Barbie World, um, even I Just Want to Rock. I mean, I Just Want to Rock is in between being a Jersey Club sound and a Jersey Club song. But Level Up is a Jersey Club song. I mean, Level Up is a Jersey Club sound. You know, Level Up by Sierra. Um, The Boys Are Liars is a Jersey Club sound. You know, I can't explain it. If you're a writer, you know what I'm talking about. Like, there's a difference between a Jersey Club type beat and then it being like a polished song, and or it just being like a Jersey Club, you know, mix. And everybody is a Jersey Club mix. Definitely gonna go crazy on TikTok. I hope it becomes, you know, all over the radio. I hope. It was interesting to hear Nicki on this type of beat. So I thought that was a gag. But again, 11 songs in, and I'm listening straight through. By the 11th song, I'm already tired and over that fucking album. You know what I mean? So it was just like, okay. And then finally hearing the second half of Big Difference, I was like, I mean, I see kind of what she was going for with second half of Big Difference, I think, you know, because the beat switched up and I was like, okay, like, and the flow was off. That was another part of Big Difference that I did not like. The flow was off. The flow was off. It was off. It was off. On certain words. It was off. It was just off. And I was just like, okay, you could have said that better. And another thing with the album was like, you know, I know everybody going up for the lyrics because you know that's what we love Nicki for is the lyrics and the bars, but it just felt like a lot of her bars she could have stepped up. Like on one of the songs, she said something about like stay in your Tory lane. I'm not Iggy. Like, bitch, what? Like, I know that was not your final draft. That couldn't have been your final answer. Like a lot of this felt like the album is due tomorrow. Let me just turn this shit in and see what I get and hope that I pass. That's literally exactly what this album felt like. This album felt like this shit ain't ready. It ain't done. I don't like, you know how like you in school and you know you got a test tomorrow and you try to study at the last minute and cram in all that you can. And then you just like, fuck it. As long as I pass with a C or D, I'm good. Okay, as long as I accomplish what it is that I came to do, I'm good. Like it feels very throwaway, the same way that we felt about Megan Thee Stallion's album. Regardless of how you feel about Megan personally, her albums, her latest projects have felt like throwaways. It felt like, here, just take this shit. And I feel like the goal with this is more like Drake. The same way that we were sitting here dragging Drake for his album and how it felt like, girl, what the fuck is this? That's how I feel about Nicki in this album. I feel like Nicki is on her Drake shit where it's just like, I care about music, but I don't care that much, at least with this, and I'm trying to hit a certain goal. Drake's goal was to top Michael Jackson's goal, which I feel like he did or he's about to do. I feel like with Nicki's goal, it's like, I just want to collect my Grammys. Like Nicki's playing the game, basically. I'm gonna put 22 tracks out. I'm gonna release all of these album covers. I'm gonna do everything that I gotta do, all of these bundle packages. My goal is to make sure that I surpass Lauryn Hill's goal and I'm number one and I'm untouchable because I'm tired of y'all bitches comparing me. And she even said that on the song, like, bitch, I'm number one. Y'all go or argue over top four. And I feel like I'm not to say that Nicki came into this saying I don't give a fuck, but I don't feel like the music itself was her number one focus. I do not. I feel like a lot of politics went into this album. And it's such a shame because it's like on Pink Friday 2, this is your focus. And the music is the number one focus because Pink Friday is your brand. And I mean, from a sales perspective, and this is where y'all barbs that get so in your feelings, this is where you gotta shut the fuck up and just listen. Because there's how you feel personally, and then there's actual business. These are $1 million artists in a $1 million business making $1 million mistakes or $1 million gains. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I feel like with Pink Friday being your trademark brand and your trademark name, I get what Nicki's trying to do. Y'all keep playing in my face. Y'all keep trying to act like these girls are better than me, this, that, and the third. I'm going to show to y'all and I'm going to prove to y'all with my accolades. I'm going to come in, I'm going to collect my Grammys. I'm going to get my #1 album. I'm going to have the highest selling record of all time, even above Lauryn Hill. I'm going to pass 400,000, get the 500, because I feel like they said that she's over 500,000 now, which is amazing. And I'm proud of her, but I feel like so much thought and energy is going into the politics of it versus just making a good album. And I get it. At some point, she's gonna have to play the game, just like Drake. Drake knows damn well that this last album he just put out is not his best work. But he cannot come out and say that because, bitch, if you are the artist and you're calling your shit mid, why the fuck would I go buy it? Of course, you still gotta sell it. I just hate the fact that she had to play the game with Pink Friday too. I would have much rather her titled as something else and then put out the Pink Friday 2 that we were deserved, that we're owed. Because this is not Pink Friday 2. It's not. It's giving Pink Friday 1.5. Or a matter of fact, Pink Friday, the prequel. It's not giving Pink Friday 2. It's not. It's not. Nothing about it is hitting. Nothing about it is slapping. Nothing about it is even better, remotely better than Pink Friday 1. Hell, Pink Friday Roman Reloaded. I'm sorry. And in my mind, it's Pink Friday Roman Reloaded. Then it's the Pink Print. Then it's Pink Friday. Then it's Queen. And then it's Pink Friday too. No. Actually, we're not even going to play them games. We're not even going to play them games. We're not even going to play them games. Let's go ahead and take it on over to AZ Lyrics. Because I'm going to be accurate when I speak. Okay? So, for me, it's Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded. Then it's Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded, the re-up. Then it's the Pink Print. Then it's Beam Me Up Scotty. Then it's Pink Friday. Then it's Playtime Is Over, Sucker Free. Then it's Queen. And then it's Pink Friday too. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's given Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded. Then it's given Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded, the re-up. Then it's given the Pink Print. Then it's given Beam Me Up Scotty. Then it's given Playtime Is Over. Then it's given Sucker Free. Then it's given Queen. And then it's given Pink Friday too. It's the worst album out of everything that she's done, including her mixtapes. It's just not good to me. It's just not. And if I was to go through the track list, my favorites off the album would be Falling For You. It would be Fuck the Club Up. It would be R&B. Of course, Red Ruby the Sleeves and Bomb Bomb are great songs. But Blessings. Red Ruby the Sleeves and Bomb Bomb are standouts. But to me, that don't count because those were singles. But Blessings, Fuck the Club Up, Falling For You, and R&B are my top songs. The rest of this shit, I ain't never got to listen to again. Like ever again. It was just mid to me. It was mid. It was underwhelming. And I actually want to go back to Alex's, Twitter, because he seems to be the only one that's getting it right. And he pretty much summed up how I feel. So this is what Alex said. Here's my issues as an actual fan. I'm tired of Drake and Wayne features. It's played out at this point. We could have gotten some great female features and she gave us the same two people again. I agree. A lot of people are upset because they're like, where's Ariana? Where's Beyonce? Where's Nicki? Like, you said that you got vocals and we're all going to gag. It can't be over Drake and Wayne, who we've already heard. Okay. Cole, okay, but we wasn't really checking for him. I know we're not sitting here gagging over Tasha Cobbs. Now, mind you, I didn't mind Tasha Cobb on the song. Again, Blessings is my #1 favorite from the album. Okay. But it was like, girl, next thing he says is the beats are boring, period. I wouldn't say that they're boring. I wouldn't say that the beats are boring. I wouldn't say that. I like the beats. He also says, where's Roman? Chun-Li, Red Ruby. Pink Friday 2 should encompass all of her eras and is severely lacking. It's extremely lacking. To me, I feel like anybody that's going to do a sequel album, if you're going to do a sequel album, I would do the same track list as the original album, but make it twice as better. So do like a Roman's Revenge Part 2. Do like a Your Love Part 2. You know what I mean? Like, and it not necessarily saying it has to sound the exact same, but like, do a Part 2 version of it. Like, do an even better version. You know what I mean? Like, make it compete so that we can see the correlation between the albums. Otherwise, what the fuck is this? This is just a random album that you decided to name Pink Friday 2. There's nothing Pink or Friday about this second album. I'm sorry. The album is filled with 80s, 90s samples, scrap songs, pop rap anthems, and R&B. I personally wanted songs similar to Yikes, which he feels like is one of her best songs in his opinion. I don't know about Yikes, but I agree with the rest of that. It's filled with 80s, 90s samples that, okay. And it's given scrapped. It's given mixtape. It's given loose leaf mixtape. Honestly, my gut, actually, let me not blame it on my psychic ability. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on, but I would not be surprised if there is a second project coming immediately. I would not be surprised. Or I would not be, put it this way, I would not be surprised because everything is always dependent upon Twitter and the fans. But when you have delusional ass fans telling you that your shit tastes, like gold, do you ever get a real answer? But I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a real Pink Friday 2 or like a second tape of this, a second half of this. And, maybe depending on what Twitter or the fans' reaction is or how much it sells, then we figure out whether or not we're going to drop it. But I don't feel like this is the real Pink Friday 2. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else I can say. I want Nicki to do well over 500,000. I do. If Taylor Swift can go sell 1.5 million units, ain't no reason why Nicki can't either. I need for Nicki to have the most number one album of all time of any female rapper. I need that. I need for her to get all her Grammys. I need for her to headline Coachella just like she's headlining the other concert. I need for 2024 to be her redemption year because she's had a long ass hard 6 years. Venus is transiting her 10th house of career. And so she's going to get a lot of accolades right now. This is going to be a very great time for her career, life-changing. And there are going to be gifts that the universe, give back to her because Venus is transiting her 10th house. So I'm here for everything but the album. I don't like the album personally, but I encourage you to go stream it. I encourage you to go buy the album. I encourage you to still support. Okay, because as a fan, that's just what you do. I don't have to personally like the album. My one voice doesn't matter in regards to the big collective. I don't like this album. I will wait until the next era. I likely will not stream this album again. I mean, I'm gonna listen to it straight through one more time today, but I don't see myself replaying this album. It has no replay value for me. And also to consider the fact that this is Nicki Minaj. You know what I mean? Everything on this album shits on what every other female rapper aside from Cardi is doing. Okay, it just does. And if we had to compare this to Invasion of Privacy, it's light years ahead. While I love Nicki and I stand her and I would prefer a Nicki over Cardi, Cardi makes a better album. Even though she's only had one, Cardi makes a better cohesive album than Nicki. A lot of Nicki's albums are hit or miss for me. Hit or miss. I love her as a writer, love her as a rapper. But the albums overall, like just replay value, it just be hit or miss for me. That's why I love Roman Reloaded so much because every single song felt like a single and was just a smash. And that's an album that I'll always go back to and replay over and over and over and over and over again. But yeah, I probably haven't listened to Queen straight through in a couple of years. Ain't listened to Pink Friday straight through in a couple of years. Like Pink Friday 2 is just not it for me. But I still encourage everybody to stream it, buy it, support it like I did. And yeah, if you see a Nicki night being hosted around your town, go show out, wear your pink wigs, wear your pink colors, still keep being extra and getting all of these companies to come into Gag City. Like keep doing your thing. We gotta get this album, to where it needs to be. But sonically, musically, I'm not a fan. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. I don't know who it's for, but it's just not for me. I need a whole Roman album. That's what I need. That's what I need. So let me know y'all thoughts and opinions down below. I try to be as thorough and possible. I try to be as thorough as possible because I don't just want to get on here and be like, I hate the album, it's trash, she a whack bitch, and get off. You know what I mean? But let me know your thoughts and opinions about all of that down in the comment box below. Like I said, if you delusional child, if you the type that feel like Queen Radio did good for her career, then you probably not gonna understand this video at all. All right. And I hope that we done with Queen Radio because there's nothing to prove after this year that Nicki's about to have. There's nothing else to prove. There's nothing else to say. Like, you are number one. You are the queen. Like, that's never been up for debate. Like, it is what it is. Go to my website, thealanasouls.com, to make sure that you go book your personal reading. And also go to patreon.com/SkySantana to sign up, you know, for extended content and all of that. I love each and every one of y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.
I do what I want, cause who gon' touch me? I get to the green, cause I'm all about money. I'm looking like cash. You looking like cash. I'm looking like cash.